I never went to any funerals. I never went to any memorials. It was a secret mission, and we went right back to work. I had no therapy, no nothing.
Substance abuse, bar fights, and suicidal thoughts. That was just a day in the life of Air Force veteran Don Karpowich before he started using medical marijuana. Don Karpowich served in the Air Force from 1980 to 1993 as a combat controller. Air Force combat control teams are one of the most elite divisions of the Air Force and work very closely with Navy SEALs and Army Rangers.
We're called the quiet professionals. We don't like to be known.
In February 1984, he was in Spain doing a training mission. His job that day was to be on the ground and direct the men when to jump from the airplane. So when he gave the command for the men to jump, for whatever reason, the pilot, who ultimately has the last call, said not to. The pilot then took another pass, and during this pass hit the side of a mountain. Don and another man were the people who went out and looked for them and eventually found all of the bodies.
I walked up on one of my teammates, was the very first person I walked up on, and he was folded in half, like in backwards. His waist was broken.
For 30 years, he didn't talk about his time in the military. Because of his PTSD, Don suffered from social anxiety, had a quick temper, and vivid flashbacks.
I get freezing cold. I can't get the pictures out of my head. Like everybody I look at, everything I look at, I can see their face overlaid, the faces of their dead bodies. A lot of them were still intact. They're my teammates. I knew their kids, I knew their wives. Some of them I knew their moms and dads.
To cope with his feelings, he drank a lot, fought a lot, and was on multiple prescriptions. Not only did he hate the way this was all making him feel, but it was taking a toll on his personal life.
My wife gave me the ultimatum. I love my wife enough that I didn't want to lose her, and I believed her this time.
Since then, Don says he's replaced all alcohol and most of his prescriptions with medical marijuana or cannabis. Because of his personal success, he personally made an effort to get more involved with cannabis activism, specifically for veterans.
I was a criminal, and that's what got me motivated to go be an activist for this. All I'm trying to do is feel good. I'm trying to get off of oxycodone. I'm trying to get off of alcohol. I'm getting off of Ambien. It's a replacement for all of those.
As a result of the efforts put forth by Don, other activists, and legislators, Governor Christie added post-traumatic stress disorder to the list of conditions applicable for New Jersey's medical marijuana program. According to a New Jersey Department of Health spokesperson, 945 people of the 10,350 people enrolled suffer from PTSD.
What the weed does for me is it just makes me not dwell on it.
Now, Don heads to Compassionate Sciences Alternative Treatment Center in Bellmawr in Camden County for his product. The facility has 4 grow rooms, so all the medicine they distribute is manufactured in-house. Because of state laws, we couldn't film back there, so we have a couple file photos.
We sell flower product. We have the most amount of strains available in New Jersey, and we are the only dispensary currently selling extracts.
Don and his wife make the 2-hour trip from North Jersey to Compassionate Sciences because of the extracts. He dabs with the cannabis oil 3 sessions a day and will smoke weed in between. So dabbing is when a person heats the oil and inhales the vaporized form, giving an intense high.
Gorilla Glue, Hindu Kush.
I want to add that the dispensary sells the oil as a topical treatment. They do not in any way suggest that clients dab with it, but what clients do with the product in their home is their business. The dispensary is cash only and not cheap.
A patient can expect to spend roughly around $400 for an ounce, give or take. The maximum amount that a patient can receive in the state of New Jersey is 2 ounces.
What is the government even involved in this for? You know, why is there just not a legalized product that you can buy over the counter that doesn't have THC in it, would have no issue with the drug laws?
You've got to think, though, if you take the THC, which is the chemical compound that gets you high,
right,
maybe guys like Don wouldn't be using it. I mean, I think he's replacing stuff like opioids and alcohol with marijuana, which a lot of people look at as something much less harmful than those substances. You take the THC out, you take out a lot of the reason to do it in the first place.
But that's part of the reason why there's such a big contentious fight over legalized versus not legalized.
I'd rather this guy smokes weed than drinks and fights because of the effect on him, and if it works, good for him.